Hi friends, welcome to another edition of What We're Reading. It is 2 days before spring break. My kids are reading like crazy. We've been working on making reading plans for the break. I'm excited to share with you the books that they're reading. Before I do that, I'm going to share with you super quick what I'm reading. Today, I finished The Line Tender and I was wrecked. This book wrecked me. It's so amazing. I need to make a whole video about it, but you need to check out The Line Tender. And next up is My Life as an Ice Cream Sandwich, which I'm super excited to kick off spring break with. All right, so this is how it works. I just share with you the books that they're reading, and if I know anything about the book, I'll say a little bit about it. But this first book by Adam P. Smith, Speechless, I don't know anything about it, but one of the young men in my class, young men, boys, I don't know. They're 11. One of the kids in my class is reading this book and seems to be liking it. I'm going to have to ask him about it because the cover is really intriguing to me. Next up is PSB 11 by Rita Williams Garcia. I love this trilogy. I've read all 3 books and they're all phenomenal. She is listening to the audio with her ears and following along as she reads it, and she's super into it. You're going to see a bunch of kids reading Kelly Yang's Front Desk. We have a book club. Originally, or just a couple months ago, a kid said they wanted to start a book club, and I told the kids, anyone who wanted to join the book club, I would buy them a book. We had like 15 of the 28. It was awesome. This time we have 20, so 20 of the 28 kids are reading Front Desk. Tomorrow is our party. We end the book club. We meet once a week, but at the end we always meet during lunch on Wednesdays. But we're going to meet on Thursday, the day before spring break, and we're going to trying something new with this one where we meet lunch and recess, which are together. So we meet for 45 minutes, and a bunch of kids signed up to bring in food, and it's just going to be fun. Should be awesome. So a bunch of kids are reading Front Desk. They're trying to finish it up. Here's another one, and 3 more. Which is pretty good. So almost all of them are done, and these friends have a few more pages left to go. Next up, I have not seen this book, Gemini Academy. I don't know, but it's one of those things where it's got the... That's fun. I just play with it all day. So Gemini Academy, a Hazardous Tales book, always popular. I teach social studies, and these are so just valuable with the things we're learning about American history this year. Wimpy Kid, always popular. A Big Nate book. The New Kid, one of the best 2019 graphic novels I've seen by Jerry Craft. Kids are all in on this. It's making the rounds. Kids have book talked it, and mostly it's just going from hand to hand. Super popular book. 2 of the kids are into the Tale Dark and Grim series by Adam Gidwitz, which is just a wonderful, wonderful series. The kid was like, Mr. Sharp, I love reading this book, but picturing it in my head is sometimes kind of crazy. It's fun. They're really into it and excited for them. This book I have not read, but it's fascinating. The 47 people you meet in middle school. And it looks like each chapter is the name of someone that you'll meet in middle school. I read just like the first chapter. It looked really interesting. Pass it on to a kid, and they are about 20 pages away. She says it's amazing. She's looking forward to book talking it when she finishes. Next up, Finding Colby, the true story of one little dog's big journey. The girl who's reading this loves it. This is, I think, a book that was originally written for adults. This is the young readers edition. In writing, we're working on informational text, and I'm writing about ultra marathons and ultra running because I'm fascinated by it. And I saw this book in our classroom library, and this guy was running an ultra marathon in China, and this dog started following him, and then he was going to keep the dog because the dog ran a ton of miles with him and ended the race with him. They crossed the finish line together, and then the dog disappears, and they're in a town of 3 million people, and it's the journey to bring them back, I guess. But she's like, it's so good, Mr. Sharp. So that's exciting. Kids are still reading Harry Potter. What is it, 20 years later? Popular as ever. The most popular, as I taught 3rd, 4th, and 5th. This is the most popular I've ever seen this series this year. Kids are bonkers for it. And finally, the last book here is Elements of Genius by Jess Keating. I love this book. It gave one of the greatest book talks in the history of my career. And a bunch of kids have read it since then, and now another one is super into it about halfway through. These are the books that my students are reading. They're such awesome readers. They're such amazing kids. Let me know down in the comments below the books that your students are reading, the books that you're reading. I'm dying to know, always wanting to add books to my to-read list, always wanting to know what's out there and what I need to investigate and learn and lose myself in. So thank you so much for your comment. I can't wait to read them all. Have a wonderful day. Happy reading.